What's going on, guys? It's your boy Panda here, and welcome back to the channel. And as of September 21st, 2023, the Warzone 1 servers will be shutting down. I know that's kind of crazy to think because Call of Duty is not the type of game that shuts servers down, but there has to be a reason behind it, honestly, and I don't know what it is, but we're going to start from day one and what Warzone kind of brought to the table. And as I've said before, it's what changed Call of Duty forever. March 10th of 2020 was that of a day that the countdown timer on the Modern Warfare 2019 menu screen hit 0. And it was a day that changed Call of Duty forever, and a day that we'll never forget. And, I mean, I'll never forget it because March 10th is my birthday. So it was kind of a win-win for me on that day. That first season of Warzone is something that's always going to stick in my head because from then on, we had metas and guns that were broken and this, that, and the other, but the beginning of this game was just a random clusterfuck of anything you wanted to use. Whether it was thermal snipers, a M4 with a buttstock because you wanted higher strafe speed, rocket launchers, anything that you could think of was used in this original time of Warzone, and it's that Warzone had no metas, and it was just a fresh and new experience. Warzone set itself different from other BRs by allowing a new thing called the Gulag, which to this day has become a meme that I still say with my friends of welcome to the Gulag. Like, it's something that they added and it's a staple now inside of Warzone of being able to 1v1, which Call of Duty is known for being that game where you talk shit and you 1v1 to be the best, and having a way to come back into a battle royale. The Gulag was the best way to do it. Now, did it have its flaws? Yeah. And did we see many different variations of it? We definitely did. But the OG Gulag still to this day is one of my favorite experiences. Like any video game or battle royale you play, the first win is something you'll never forget, and I still to this day will never forget, and I wish I had the recording. I was on top of the map over by Airfield with my friend with 2 ground loot weapons in our second game ever of Warzone, killing guys below with a precision airstrike and somehow seeing that Warzone victory pop up on screen, and it's something that we joke about today to this day. Warzone was something that was so fun. It's just like you'll never forget your first snipe out of a helicopter, or your first snipe out of a car, or your first clutch of a 1v4 to keep your squad alive, or diving to the buy station to buy your teammates back. It is something that is always going to hold on in our heart. And it happened at a time where the world was in absolute chaos. I can remember directly on March 9th of 2020, I went out to dinner. I live in Ohio, so I was in Cleveland, Ohio at a fancy restaurant for my birthday dinner, and the next day, the state of Ohio basically shut down due to coronavirus, which, however you feel about that is beyond you, and it's whatever you want to say, but the world had shut down and everyone was locked indoors, and Warzone was that escape for so many people. Warzone 1 has this place in my heart when it came to the weapons inside of the game, and I'm speaking specifically on the ones that drove everyone insane. Whether it was the Kar 98 one-shot sniper, which, love it. I mean, all the one-shot snipers in that game were so fun. Or it was the Origin 12 running up the steps, blowing me away, or potentially getting fire shotgunned by the Doof Doof. And they're just guns that I won't forget. They are memories that I won't forget. And that leads me into talking about the events they had in this game. The Haunting of Verdansk is by far the most memorable event I ever played. The jump scares inside of the boxes, the ghost event or zombie event of jumping in the air and zombie royale. There are so many memories inside of Verdansk that I just hold near and dear to my heart, and I know a lot of people listening to this probably do as well, and the main point of this video was to take a trip down memory lane. That leads us up to a time where integration between a new game and Modern Warfare's Warzone was something that everyone was wondering how will it be done. And what is the fate of Verdansk? They added bunkers into the game throughout seasons, and the bunkers were unlocking and telling a story that so many people were following along with even a lot of people learning Russian to do some of the Easter eggs, because there was the phone calls that had to be translated from Russian, which still to this day hurt my brain, but you know, we had to do it, and we did it, and it led us to that of a new Verdansk, a throwback Verdansk, a Verdansk that was that of the Cold War era. Some people might say that the integration of Cold War is where Verdansk started to go downhill and where Warzone started to go downhill, but I truly believe that started in the next cycle of the game when we led to Vanguard and that of Caldera, but we'll get to that in a minute. Verdansk was cool. It was an old throwback style now, and they made it this crazy basically time warp back in time to see how this map used to be. And I still remember that to this day, even up to the nuke event when they nuked Verdansk completely. It was something that was just crazy. And alongside that was Rebirth Island, which tied in this narrative of a small Alcatraz island that ties into the Warzone's main story of Verdansk. And when the nuke event happened, you could see it from Rebirth Island and led to so many crazy moments and everything, with even Rebirth Island going back in time, and just there was so much to do. With Verdansk gone, we were led to a new map of Caldera, and this is, in my opinion, where it started to go downhill. Now, don't get me wrong, Caldera is a great map. It was a very fun map, but something about Verdansk during that time, during lockdown and stuck indoors and making all these memories, is something that even to this day about Al Mazrah that we held on to and we could not let go of. So, Caldera came, and it was never the same after that. Integration from every game, Modern Warfare 2019 to Cold War to Vanguard, all were usable in the game. This giant smorgasbord of just weapons and things you could do and attachments, and there's planes flying over and bombers and bugs and, you know, what makes Call of Duty Call of Duty. There was a mode that was just strictly Iron Trials where you only could use the Vanguard weapons, and they added new POIs, and Krampus showed up for Christmas, but it didn't have that same feel, and then became just kind of a falling off point for people playing Warzone. People were getting tired of it. They didn't want to play it as much anymore, and we got a lot of hype leading up to the idea of a second Warzone after Modern Warfare 2's release. And that brings us to where we are now with Al Mazrah and Warzone 2. What we thought was a step in the right direction is actually 10 steps backwards, and we'll see where it takes us for Modern Warfare 3 and all these rumors that we're going back to the good old days of Warzone. It's going to be hard to hit those spots right in the head, and people saying Verdansk is returning, and if Verdansk ever does make a return, I will say that is one of the craziest things Call of Duty could do, and I just don't see it happening anytime soon. I feel like it's a last resort for them, but I just want to say thank you to Warzone 1 for doing everything it did when it came to giving me memories and hope during a hard time in life. And it does, it does suck thinking about it going away and never being able to get those memories back. But you know what they say, you wish you knew you were in the good times when the good times are happening. But that's why we have memories, and that's why thankfully I streamed and recorded and can look back at these times. I mean, hell, this is the time I got my G Fuel sponsorship, and I mean, it was the craziest time of my life. So, if you guys enjoyed this and you have any love for Verdansk, make sure to drop a like and subscribe. Turn on those post notification bells so you guys never miss an upload. Let me know down in the comments section below, what was your favorite time inside of Warzone 1? And are you guys looking forward to Warzone 3? Warzone reboot? I don't even know what to call it, but thank you again for all the love and support recently on the channels, and I will see you guys in the next video. Deuces, boys.